to a bit of a story, and it's a little bit intense, so I kind of didn't want to read it out. But yeah, a lot of things have happened in my life, but this is a story from what's happened recently. But about 1.5 years ago, I was stuck. I thought there was something wrong with me and I needed to heal. You wouldn't believe it, but I thought I'd be able to fully heal through the use of magic mushrooms. At the time, it was summertime in Australia, and the paddocks at my family farm were full of mushrooms. Long story short, I began to use magic mushrooms excessively. I would binge on them for 3 or 4 days a week. Twice a day, or whenever it rained, I would go out and eat every mushroom in the paddock. I didn't see it, but my behaviour was beginning to change a lot. I started hearing voices in my head, voices of friends and family and other voices of whom I didn't know. I started to believe that I was telepathically communicating with people. Little did I know I was in the depth of a schizophrenic drug-induced psychosis. My freedom came to a crashing stop when a voice of a friend told me to drink a bottle of absinthe in my dad's liquor cabinet. The next morning, my neighbours found me passed out and took me to Kempsey Hospital. I was in the mental ward for about 2 weeks and was forcibly medicated. When I was discharged, I was still a mess. I was dealing with psychosis, but after a few months it faded away. In September last year, I had been mentally stable for quite a while, and my father asked me if I'd like to come to Bali. I happily accepted the request. I came to Bali and started living with my dad in Uluwatu. I was having a lot of fun in Ulu and in Bali as a whole until I met a woman who was into smoking meth. I smoked some meth here in Bali, and through its use and sleep deprivation, it somewhat triggered symptoms of my psychosis. Fortunately, I was able to deal with the effects of meth quite easily. Unfortunately, what happened next I couldn't deal with. I met a few awesome creative people in Uluwatu. My friend Ishma lined up a gig at Nungaman, which is a place in Uluwatu. After drinking a rack all day and smoking grass clippings, we played the gig. I was offered magic mushrooms. I was not in the right headspace to remember my history and say no, and I gladly accepted the shrooms. Every day after that, I was going back to Nungaman and eating mushrooms. I was kicked out of my villa and started roaming around Uluwatu and sleeping on the street. I became deeply isolated and sad and was dealing with the psychosis far worse than the first. I did not have any respect for myself or for anyone else, and I was doing things that I'm still ashamed of. My behaviour was erratic. I found myself one night at Uluwatu Bridge. I hit rock bottom, mentally, physically and spiritually. I was rocking back and forth off Uluwatu Bridge, telling myself to lean into it. Every time I came close to jumping off, a car or a truck would go past, and I'd scamper back over the railing. I didn't want anyone to approach me or know what I was doing. I was at the bridge all night, and the sun began to rise, and because I wasn't able to kill myself, I became very angry. I began throwing stuff around and destroying public property. I was out of control. I was so lucky that my father, who's in the crowd tonight, saw me quite quickly after the event and saw the state I was in and tried to get me immediate help. This led me to Bali, where I stayed for 2 weeks, and it was not a great experience at all. After I left Bali, my psychosis was pretty much gone, but I still needed immediate help. I went to Seasons Rehab, which helped quite a bit, but after 28 days I still needed help. I ended up doing 28 days with my holistic recovery, movement of recovery, that I'm sporting the shirt tonight. Which helped immensely. I was able to process past traumas and learn a lot through the help of Ned, who is also in the crowd tonight. I'm now doing and feeling better than I ever have. My experience with mental health led me down a dark road, and I felt like I had nowhere or nothing to turn to. Through the help of others, I was able to recover and experience life in a completely new way. If there is anyone here tonight, or anyone that you know experiencing mental health problems, please reach out. I want you to know that you're not alone. There is help available, and your life can change in the best possible way. I'm here tonight in support with